What's going on, guys? My name is Seapeekay, one of the hosts of all things MCC, and it's that time where we do my predictions and show you all the teams that are coming out for the upcoming MCC 32. Now, I actually haven't had much time with these teams because I've been away so much this month that I've barely looked at them. So we're going to wing this one and see what I think of them almost live because I really don't know who's on each team yet properly. First up, Antfrost, Rambu, Aimsy, Scar. A very good team. Chemistry-wise, should be incredible. Antfrost is on an absolute hot streak at the moment as well, getting over 3,000 coins in their last Canon MCC. Scar seems to have leveled out at about where he's going to be finishing in each event, and Rambu and Aimsy are the dynamic duo. I think it's going to be a fun team to watch. I think that if this is the first team, that the other teams must also be very strong, and I can't wait to see what they are. Next up is the Orange Ocelots, made up of Kratzy, Orange Juice, Smallish Beans, and Mythical Sausage. At the time of this video coming out, it has just been Smallish Beans' birthday, and he has joined the big old 30 crew. So welcome, Joel, and happy birthday. Orange Juice makes his way into his first Canon MCC. Now, I think this is going to be a very, very interesting one. I used Scott's points for Owen. Owen has statistically placed very well, but they're both non-Canon MCCs. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't mean he can do it in the main event, but there's always that difficulty of switching over to the main event versus a non-canon. Time will tell. Kratzy playing really well at the moment too, and Sausage back again for another MCC. Overall, I think this is statistically the strongest team, or it's very close, but absolute beast team. Let's check out Yellow. Now, I'm definitely not being biased here when I say that this is one of my favorite teams that I've seen. Fire Breathman, Ant Venom, Solidarity, and Gemini Tay. I'm a big fan of Fire Breathman, Ant Venom, Solidarity, and Gemini Tay. What do you know? I always big up Gem and how good they are using a bow. Jimmy's really come into his own and just hit 1 million subs, so congrats to Jimmy. Fire Breathman is an absolute beast. And me and Ant Venom have had this ongoing rivalry for Ace Race, and I just think it's going to be a blast. This team is very strong. Fire Breathman is unbelievably good at this game, and I think if he can guide these guys with him, they can absolutely make it to Dodgeball. I have no idea why like half the images aren't loading this time. It's really struggling today. Next up is Lime Llamas, Fruit Berries. SB737 is back, Beckyamon, and Impulse. Now, we all know Fruit Berries is absolutely unbelievable. SB as well has had a really strong showing. He just hasn't been playing much, so he's not in that many MCCs. And outside of MCC, does he practice much? I'm actually not sure. But I know when he's in the event, he does have an absolutely massive grind. And I can see SB popping off and doing really well in this event as well. Overall, it's a decent all-rounder team. You can never rule people like Fruit Berries out in PvP-based events. But I think that movement games are going to be really good for this team as well. And time will tell. But right now, I don't think there's a team I've seen that I don't think can win the event. So that's getting nerve-wracking. Next up, totally non-biased, it's the Green Geckos, made up of Sapnap, me, Dark Eyebrows, and Elena. Now, I'm really excited for this one because Dark Eyebrows just came in to MCC in, I believe, the non-canon event that just happened. I've completely lied. It was a canon event. It was MCC 31 with a team with Beckyamon, Filza, and Pizza Hut. And the first time they were actually in the event was in MCC Rising, way back when. Remember MCC Rising? I personally think we need another one. Let's get it started. Let's get it going. So overall, I'm excited for this team. I think we're very strong. I think we're definitely a little bit of a PvP team. We're going to be relying on Sapnap to lead, and we'll all just follow, I'm pretty sure. I think that's the easiest way to do these things. I'm a very confident second-in-command player. So, you know, let's see what happens. I think we can win the event. Everyone's just going to say I'm biased. Maybe I am. Deal with it. Next up, we have the Cyan Captains. Cyan Coyotes. Sorry, how embarrassing. Shadoon666, Captain Sparkles, Capitan Gato, and Captain Puffy. We got Captain, Captain, Captain. And then I saw on Shadoon's name in brackets, it said Captain Peru. Which I'm assuming is a meme, one that I actually don't understand, but in my mind now, it's a team of captains, okay? Overall, super fun. Now, I don't know if this team can win. I know people are going to hate me for it, but I think they are strong, but I do think from the teams I've seen, they are one of the weaker teams overall. Shadoon and Capitan Gato both coming in relatively recently, but, you know, Shadoon and Capitan Gato are both coming off the back of a win in the last event. Shadoon went from finishing sort of like 35th and then finished 10th place. But what I will say is I think that the team that they won with last event is a little bit stronger than this team statistically. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just my feelings. I've been proven wrong a million times before. I can't wait to be proven wrong again. Next up is the Aqua Axolotls made up of Purpled, Rygai Rocky, Eret, and Kara Corvus. Again, another really interesting team. We see Purpled and Wally Bear separated already. I guess we sort of saw that coming after the unbelievable dominance of the event that they played together last time. This team is good. It's a strong team. I can see this team doing very well. I think it's going to really depend on the games for this one. I do think they're going to rely on Purple to be his usual unbelievably good at the game self, and maybe to guide them in some situations. But again, it's MCC and no one knows what's going to happen. But I'm just going to put them in a place, and if it's wrong, you'll all say, haha, L. Told you were wrong, and we'll just move on. Speaking of Wally Bear, the next team is the Blue Bats, made up of Wally Bear, Smager, Shovel, and Red Velvet Cake. Another really strong one. I absolutely can see this team making their way to Dodgeball, depending on the games. I think that Wally adds a really interesting dynamic to this game. I think without Wally, it's not a massively strong team for PvP games. But I think the addition of Wally makes them a very viable team for PvP games. If Wally sort of takes the lead and has the other guys back him up in those situations, I think it's going to be a great team to watch, and I think they really can make it to Dodgeball. Now, on paper, this team to me looks absolutely busted. It's the Purple Pandas, Pizza Hut, Tapple, Snifferish, and the Orion Sound. I don't know, maybe I'm not keeping up. I have been a little bit out of touch with MCC stuff for the last month or so, just because I've been away. But am I missing something? Did these guys start underperforming or something? Because this team just looks busted. Pete and Tapple is an unbelievably strong combo. Sniff and Ollie, both proven to be great teammates as well. I just think this is going to be a hard team to stop, especially if the games go their way, if we start getting games like Hole in the Wall, Ace Race. You know, they've got very competent PvPers. I think this is a team that almost should absolutely make Dodgeball. I think it could be their event to lose, potentially. And finally, we have the Pink Parrots, made up of H-Bomb, Tubbo, Sneak Snag, and Gucky. I've said in the past that there was a team with H-Bomb that I didn't think could win, and they went on and did incredibly well. So I'll shut my mouth. This team is going to be so much fun to watch. They are going to be good for sure. I'm a massive fan of everyone in this team. I especially love Sneak Snag. Hats off to you, Sneak. But I think this team is great. You know, obviously they're going to want Sands of Time. It's H-Bomb's bread and butter. But there's not a lot of games I see them being massively weak at. I think they're going to be sort of a middle to above average in each game. So it's all just going to depend on the day and what happens, and time will tell. So if we were to look here at Scott's method of ranking the teams, it would be Cyan in last, Pink in 9th, Lime in 8th, Purple in 7th, Yellow in 6th, Blue in 5th, Red in 4th, Aqua in 3rd, Green in 2nd, and Orange in 1st. So Orange is statistically the best team via Scott's method. The teams are very, very close, though. And you can see here from the actual players who are going to do well here. Purple, Fire Breathman, Sapnap, Antfrost. I'm in 11th. I need to sneak up to the top 10 again. I need to get back up there. Actually, looking at it now, I see now that Tapple hasn't played in Season 3, and maybe that's what's like changing this team's average. I feel like if Tapple has a really good event in here, he's like a 2.5k coin player. So I think that could be absolutely busted. But now the moment you've all been waiting for, I think, my predictions, so that you can all berate me if I'm wrong. So give me a few minutes and I'll come back with those. Okay, let's see how much you disagree with these ones. And if you do disagree with them, you can put in your own picks in the All Things MCC Fantasy Draft that we do for every single event. There will be a link in the description of this video, so you can prove me wrong and get more points than me in that. But here's what I went for. Aqua 10, Pink 9, a Red 8, Lime 7, Cyan 6, Yellow 5, Orange 4, Blue 3, Green 2, Purple 1. Everyone in before, oh, he only put Green second because that's his team. Yes, I believe we can win, all right? I believe we can win. So that's it. I mean, it's... you know, it's tough to call these things nowadays. Everyone's getting so good. The events are so unpredictable. I really struggle, but here we are. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I've been Seapeekay, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.